Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Alvita Nurliani, and I am presenting for this project-based learning for language assessment. And this is the part one of C-test in language assessment. And I have this table of contents, which provides explanation about C-test definition and origin. And also the second one is about C-test characteristics. Part 1 of C-test definition and origin. So in this slide explains about what a C-test is in a simple term. So a C-test is the type of language test that helps measure how well someone knows a foreign language besides English. It could be Bahasa Indonesia or maybe French, and it is described as cost effective and efficient, meaning that it doesn't take much time or money to create or use. And teachers and also maybe researchers often use it as to check students' language skills in reading and writing, or to help them in the right language class. So this test works by measuring different parts of language ability like vocabulary, grammar, morphology, syntax, and maybe spelling. In this slide of CITES origin, the CITES format was developed by Rutz and Klein Bradley, and it was created as an alternative to the clause test, which is based on the deletion of the whole words in a text. So clause test and C-test is pretty similar, but they are actually different. And I put this explanation about clause test first. So clause test is usually made up of one long text. It can be a paragraph or passage, and in this text, whole words are deleted at regular intervals, like every fifth or sixth word. Like an example here from a passage from number 1 to 5, there are supposed to be in the blank forms, and students have to answer correctly with the correct words. So the clause test assesses a learner's ability to utilize context clues and also their vocabulary knowledge to fill in the blanks. And the difficulty and fairness can be vary depending on which words are deleted or what the topic is about. And we move to the C-test, which is an improvement to the clause test. So instead of deleting whole words, the C-test removes only the second half of every second word in the text. I have an example in this passage. Only the second half of a word is deleted. So the test taker still sees part of the word, and they can use grammar, meaning, and structure to complete it correctly. Unlike the clause test, which uses only one long text, a C-test usually has 5 short subtexts, which each containing about 20 gaps. And then we move to the part 2 of C-test characteristics. And this part contains 4 elements. For the first one is C-test structure, and then test administration, how C-test is taken, and then C-test scoring method, and also advantages of the C-test. In this C-test structure is made up of several short texts, usually 4 to 6 passages, with about 20 to 25 blanks that have been written in a way that follows with the name of the rule of 2. Means that the second half of every second word is deleted starting from the second sentence. I have an example of this sentence: he walked into the room. If we put it in the C-test structures, it becomes something like he walked into Rokui. And the students have to put the right answer in the blank forms. And then this exception in the CSS structure. If a word has an odd number of letters, then half plus one letter is removed. The bigger part is omitted. For example, in the word of proud becomes only PR, and then one letter words like I are ignored when counting. And then here is test administration, how the test is taken. Usually, each test is given a 5-minute time limit, and since there are usually 4 to 6 tasks, so it means that the entire test takes no more than 30 minutes. And then the CTEST scoring method based on Kraken in 1978. He described that there are two main ways to score a C-test. For the first one is exact scoring, means that only the answers that perfectly match the original text are marked correct. Usually, the exact scoring is preferred for official or standardized testing, and then the linear scoring accepts only reasonable alternative answers that still make sense grammatically or contextually, and this method is often used when there will be a class discussion afterward. And then advantages of the C-test. The first one is fairness because C-test uses several tags, so no students benefits just because they know one topic well. And then efficiency because C-test includes many test items in a short time, making it faster than class tests. And then objectivity because C-test scoring is simple and mostly has one correct answer. And also CTES is easy and fair to grade. And then reliability because CTES removes parts of many words and it gives more balanced test of language knowledge. Then in this slide, it gives a short summary about what a C-test is and why it is useful. It explains that the C-test is a simple, fair, and also practical way to measure someone's or a person's overall language ability. So in C-test, parts of words are removed from short text, and the test takers have to fill in the missing parts because the test is quick to complete and also it is easy to grade and reliable. The C-test is popular in language classes and placement exams. Overall, it gives teachers a clear picture of how well learners can understand and use a language, especially in areas like vocabulary, grammar, and also reading comprehension. Then in this part 2 is a case study with the scenario overview of a class of 30 intermediate level EFL students with their final assessment required by university, and the scenario is also objective, means that the C-test will measure their overall language proficiency from grammar, vocabulary, and reading comprehension, with the chosen method is C-test. I put 3 passages in C-test design. From the first one is reading comprehension with the title of the importance of reading, and then the second one is for their grammar with the title A Day at the Park, and then vocabulary with the title of the benefits of learning new words. And in this slide explains about the reason why do I choose the 3 previous tags in CTEX design because they use familiar topics and simple sentence structures that suit for intermediate EFL students, and also the vocabulary and grammar are neither too basic nor too advanced for their intermediate level, and then its passage focuses on a different skill area from reading comprehension, grammar, and vocabulary, and the text also include everyday themes so that the students can easily relate to. For the scoring guide, they will have 1 point if they have restored the word correctly. and then 0.5 point if they answer partially correct because of their minor spelling or maybe morphological error, and 0 point if they keep it in blank form or maybe they get the answer incorrect. And then for the proficiency levels, if I put the test design in 50 questions, means that 50 blank forms, and a student gets 50 correct, means that their level is high and they have strong vocabulary and grammatical. And if a student only get 25 correct answers, their level is intermediate, means that they get adequate understanding, and it leads to minor grammar issues. And then if a student only gets 15 correct answer, their level is low, means that they have limited comprehension and vocabulary. The advantages of using C-test are: number one, efficiency, because the test measures multiple language skills, and then objectivity, because the test scoring is straightforward and less subjective, and reliability, because the test contains several short texts, and C-test reduces the chance that one topic or passage will unfairly affect a student's score. And then low guessing factor. Unlike multiple choice questions, the C-test minimize random guessing and encouraging students to use their actual language knowledge. And then from all the material that I put in this slide, I get them from these two articles. I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.